Pastor Weston here, GracePointe Community Church. And this week the Alberta government announced that we're moving forward with phase one of reopening Alberta. I'm super excited to be working our way back to normal. I'd like to let you know where we're at with our church reopening. So we're going to be continuing with our small group meetings. In fact, we never stopped throughout the pandemic. Our small groups have been meeting online. And many groups now, while still staying under the 15-person limit and keeping appropriate social distancing in place, have resumed meeting in person, which is awesome. Now, those groups still have online options if you are self-isolating for one reason or another. Throughout the pandemic, we've also been continuing to pray for one another, to pray for our government leaders and our communities. I want to encourage you to continue reaching out to us at info@gracepointe.ca if you have something that you'd like us to pray about as a church. And places of worship have been included in phase one of reopening Alberta. Things aren't going to be the same for some time, and we're currently considering our options as a church, how to best move forward. We don't want to leave anyone behind, and so there's a lot of legal and logistical issues that we have to consider. But I want you to know that we will be meeting together on Sundays again soon. When we do meet together again as a church for worship in the same space, I want to be very clear that we will continue to make services available online so that if you do end up self-isolating for one reason or another, including those who are most vulnerable to the virus, you can still stay connected with your church family here at GracePointe Community Church. So the next 3 Sundays, we're going to be wrapping up our series on planning for peace. We're actually going to be looking at what it means to be a peacemaker. And then we're going to begin a new series that I'm super excited about called Build More Fires. So this summer, we're going to be looking at ways to build more opportunities for quality relationships, not just any relationships. We're going to find spaces in our lives where we have community that supports our passion for following Jesus, and we get to support others in that passion too. So I want to invite you this summer to build more fires with GracePointe Community Church. This Sunday, though, we're going to be looking at what it takes to make peace in our homes through a relationship with Jesus, and we're going to be doing that by studying the story of Joseph and his brothers. Now, maybe in your house it's always peaceful, but in our house with 5 kids, we do have some really peaceful days. We've got a lot of days where we need to be peacemakers. Now, some people teach that there's a different God in the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's not how the Bible teaches it, though. You see, God has always been about mercy for broken people and broken families, and we see that really clearly in the story of Joseph and his brothers. So if you want to take a look at a broken family who had a lot of issues, but a family that God had chosen to fulfill his promise to Abraham, a family that God had a plan for, to even use their brokenness to bring them closer to him and to physically protect them from drought. You don't have to look any further than Genesis 37. And God has a plan for you and your family too. I'm looking forward to having you join us for church online this Sunday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much, and God bless.